Welcome everyone, this is Zozo StockWatch, and this is your StockWatch list for Thursday, November 9th. All right, let's go ahead and go through some of the news that happened after the bell tonight. We had a bunch of earnings come out after the bell. We'll check out WATT. And as you can see, that stock had earnings and it completely fell off the table there on WATT. KTOS, they had some news on an offering after the bell. Stock ticked up a little bit, but nothing major there on KTOS. RNG. Earnings per share and revenue beat, kind of just ticking up in the after hours there. HOLX had earnings per share and revenue beat. Stock sold off on HOLX. FOXA, FOXA, that stock earnings per share in line and revenue beat. Not much action in the after hours. SRCL. That stock dropped off the table, and they had earnings per share and revenue miss, and that stock, waste management stock, fell off the table in the after hours. COLL, they also had earnings per share, revenue beat, and this is all courtesy from the trade exchange. Stock tipped up, but not much action in the after hours. STAA, surgical beats by 8 cents, and we'll check that out. Medical instruments, not much action in that name after hours. Alarm, ALRM, they had earnings after the bell, and earnings per share and revenue beat, but the stock sold off. That might have been due to the conference call. I'm not sure there. Run, RUN, not much action. Solar name, and they beat by 6 cents but missed on revenue. AKAO. Another one with earnings after the bell, stock gap down. Sedge, earnings per share, revenue beat, and that stock gapped up in the after hours. Another solar play. CBAY, that stock not really doing much on their earnings after the bell. And Square had earnings come out tonight. And the stock popped, pulled back, and then kind of ended up in the middle of the range here on a Square. So not too much damage there. And the earnings are right there for Square SQ. And let's see if there was anything else. Roka, revenue beat. ROKU, recent IPO, and you see that stock jammed up in the after hours on Roku. So we'll have that one on watch for tomorrow. That'll be one that I'm watching. TWLO, that one had earnings. They popped it and then they pulled back on Roku. I'm sorry, on TWLO, Twilio. So that stock moved back down after the pop on TWLO. And what else was there? Just scrolling through. I think that's pretty much it for the earnings. Earnings season is going to be winding down soon, so things will be back to normal with the video, less earnings talk, right? Top insider purchases after hours, SCHW, AAT, DOC, CLPR, CIM, Sprint, 10% owner. Let's see if Sprint, did they do anything? Not much in the after hours on Sprint. And then some syndicate news came out. SNES, they popped today. That stock was moving up, and then they did a public offering, so the stock dropped right off in the after hours on SNES, and there's the public offering, 2.5 million shares of common stock on SNES. And then for tomorrow, you see the earnings coming out for tomorrow after the bell, and they're all listed right there. And then earnings before the bell for Thursday, the 9th of November. And those are listed right here for you. All right, so there's some of your news that came out after the bell tonight. For your economic information for Thursday the 9th, but before I get to that, we'll just look. Tonight we have some numbers coming out from Asia, 8:30 p.m. We have the China Producer Price Index and then Consumer Price Index coming out from China, and Japan machine orders already came out for the night. For economic information for Thursday, 8:30 jobless claims, 10 o'clock wholesale trade, EIA natural gas report at 10:30. Watch that UNG. And that's pretty much it. And then Friday, no real major economic news for Friday, just to give you a heads up on that. For your top gainers for the day, ONCS, TCS, APEI, IZEA, MBI, CMCM, DEPO, DGLY, IVC, ENPH, SYNA, and PLNT is Planet Fitness. It's a typo there, PLNT. For the losing side, Tier, RDHL, FOSL, LC, BETR, Snap. After their earnings report, Wix had earnings, so that stock was down. VNDA, JP, WTW, RTRX, and ACAD, all losers for the day. In your options activity, courtesy of the trade exchange call activity, PAAS, GLUU, QVCA, MTLRD, ABX, TTM, TLRD. To the put side, unusual put side activity, CSOD, COTY, HIMX, and IONS. So let's go ahead and look at some of the markets. The SPY keeps grinding up. We're holding above the 10, holding above the fast moving averages here on the SPY. QQQ continues to move up. You know, such names as Amazon, Apple, all keep pushing higher. Google and let's see, Facebook. Let's check that one out. Kind of just consolidating below the highs here on Facebook. We'll look at Netflix, actually back below the 20 SMA, and Tesla. Not that one is probably the weak link in the Nasdaq right now, below the 5 EMA. Looks like kind of a bear flag right here for Tesla. So we'll also look at the IWM. Nice recovery in the IWM today off of this 146 spot, and broke down below that 50 SMA, and then they came in and bought it right up. So a little bit of a head fake around that 50 SMA, but currently still below the fast moving averages here, the 5, the 10, and the 20 on the IWM. IWC, similar look, but this one stayed below the 50 SMA here, kind of a at that 91. Buyers came in on IWC, so we'll see if there's any kind of continuation move up in the IWC, IBB. This one still, holding on to this 150 SMA. You see the battle going on here. Bears trying to break this down, and such names as Celgene, Guild, and Amgen, all not looking too good right now. And BIIB, that one is still below the 50 SMA also on those names. So those some of the big biotechs not looking too good. Juno giving us a pullback from the highs here. SRPT, that one also pulling back from the highs. IONS, trying to get back over the 50 SMA for some of the biotech names, but not looking too good. And let's see, we'll also look at the transports real fast, the Dow Jones transports, and they were down about 41 points today. You can see we're clearly below the 50 SMA on the Dow Jones transports, and such names as FedEx trying to hang on to the 50 SMA today, and UPS. That one, clearly below the 50 SMA, below the 100 SMA on a UPS. AAWW is the one that's connected with Amazon. A little bit of a pop here in that name, and ASTG, ATSG, I think it is. Yeah, Air Transport. This one is connected with Amazon also, and holding above the 50 SMA. And then you had some of the railroads kind of holding up the transports, UNP, CP, holding up the transport CSX. Let's check that one out. Holding above the 200 SMA for the transports. And then in the airlines, they all kind of look, very bearish right now on the airlines. There's American Airlines, also Delta Airlines trying to, hold on to that 200 SMA, Southwest below the 50 SMA, JetBlue not doing much right now. Looks like it wants to kind of break down this support here of 1880, and then SAVE also trying to hold on to the 50 SMA, but you can see the chart is just not very pretty right now. So that's some of the airlines. And we'll go ahead and we'll look at the watch list now, and we'll go right into it. Here's a CAPR. This will be on watch for tomorrow. Let's see, it was kind of moving up a little bit in the after hours here on CAPR. A few bids here and there on that name. So we'll see if this one wants to get going. It's kind of held the 200 SMA. Not a lot of volume, but we'll see if this one wants to get going tomorrow. Maybe over this 250 spot here on CAPR. CEI. Big pop in this name today. It's an under 50-cent name. A lot of volume in this on this candle. So we'll see if this one wants to, maybe set up tomorrow. CEI, DEPO. Turning the corner, 4 million shares, basing under the 50 SMA here, and trying to turn up through $6. So DEPO will be on watch. ENPH broke out of this consolidation here, trying to get back over, 180, 3.2 million shares. FCX starting to turn back up. Nigerians were out on CNBC saying there was unusual call activity in FCX. So we'll see if this one wants to give us a continuation move tomorrow. FRTA, nice pop here, 9 million shares. We'll see how this wants to set up intraday. FTNT. Coming up through the fast moving averages. So we'll see if we can get any kind of follow through this $40 break. And we'll just take a look at the cybersecurity ETF hack, trying to hold this 50, staying above the 50 SMA, trying to get back over, 30, 50. And let's just look at some other names in that. FireEye, CUDA, Cyber. So right now, let's check Palo Alto Networks. Palo Alto Networks and FTNT look the best right now. So this FTNT, if it can clear $40, you might get a continuation move. GOGO, nice pop here. I believe the CEO bought like 100,000 shares of GOGO, so that's the reason for the pop. 2.8 million shares in GOGO. See if there's any kind of setup tomorrow. HOV, home builders have been very strong. LEN, big pop here today. KBH, continuing up. PHM, making new highs, and Toll Brothers starting to move back up. So we'll see if this HOV wants to pop over this 240, 245 spot. Probably more of a swing trader for HOV. And we'll look at Beazer Homes also. Beazer Homes, if it can get back over maybe 21, 21.10, might give us a continuation move in that name. You see it's been holding above the 20 and the fast moving averages here. So keep your eye on that one also, Beazer Homes. Next up is a small little stock, LOD. It's a gold stock, trying to get back over, I guess, 15 cents. Really not something that I trade, but I have some folks in my trading room that like to, trade these smaller stocks, smaller price stocks. So that one may be trying to turn the corner here on LODE. And MSDI, nice pop here today. Got over $1 today, pulled back a little bit, but held $1. 2.1 million shares in MSDI, so this one will be on watch tomorrow. NAK, another gold name, trying to get back over recent highs here of 225. So watch this. Watch that break of 225 on NAK. ONCS, big pop today. So we'll see if there's any kind of intraday setup in that one. OTIC, This one popped in after hours. That's why I have this one on a chart. So this popped all the way up to 750. I think they got FDA approval, phase 3, I believe, and then it kind of tailed off. But we'll see if this one wants to set up for us. Daily looks really ugly, so we'll see how that one plays out in the morning. PSDV, a little bit of a pop here on this name. 2.5 million shares. Not my favorite chart setup here, but I've seen so many things like this KONE rip up, and so that one ripped up. So we'll see if there's anything in this PSDV for tomorrow. RNN. 1.4 million shares, trying to get back over the 20 SMA, maybe over this $2 break on RNN, so keep your eye on that. Roku, like we mentioned, had earnings after hours and a big pop in that name, so we'll see if there's any kind of setup in that. SNGX, big pop. And you see the big pop, but it gave it back. So we'll see if there's any kind of setup in that name. Not a favorite. SPI, huge pop today. Solar name. I guess they did a 10-for-1 reverse split. I'm not sure why it's not showing up on my TC2000. Usually they show you the splits here. Reverse splits. But anyway, so big pop here in SPI. Twitter, I'm watching this one to see if it can take out, $20, 2010, and maybe get going on Twitter. WWR, another name under $1, but 1.1 million shares traded, and trying to get back over this 90 cents and maybe a dollar on that name. And let's see, XNET. This one had a big move up, and then on the backside, we moved down here, but we're holding above $9, trying to get back over the 5. So we'll see if this one wants to set up intraday on XNET. All right, so that's it for the watch list. If you're interested in my service, it's zozostockwatch.com. We do day trading, swing trading. Would be glad to have you come, and the links will be provided in the description box. So thank you very much for listening, YouTubers, and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great night. Hey, before I let you go, gold down $2 tonight on gold. WTI holding 56.88 currently on WTI crude oil. If we go ahead and look at the futures, I forgot to do this in the beginning. Dow futures up 28, S&P futures up 2, NASDAQ futures up about 5 on the futures for the overnight. It's about 8 o'clock my time, Eastern time. All right, now everybody have a good night. Thank you very much for watching.